Sure. I would like to introduce myself. Hi, this is Surbhi, as you know, and I'm running my own talent acquisition firm named Redefine Skills, and it's been 5 years now. Overall, I do have 15 plus years of experience in HR, where I was taking care of whole gamut of HR, means from hiring to retiring. But recruitment has always been my passion, and during my experience, I have noticed many good candidates got disqualified even at the level of ATS, and recruiters are not even seeing their profiles. So I thought, means when I was having conversation with Tanmay, I realized I think it's very important to share with people, especially who are new to the career, and they would definitely should have that understanding how they can qualify their profiles, and that should be visible to the recruiters, and on the basis of your skill set, on the basis of your preparation, you should qualify the interview. So during this session we would like to cover how to draft your CV, how to make it impressive, and how your different situations like career break, as Shivam mentioned, and should be mentioned in the profile. So we are going to cover all these things during this session.
Got it. Thanks a lot. For those who don't know Surbhi, like we've worked together. I had the pleasure of knowing her. She actually helped me land my best math job, which actually helped me travel all over the globe, apart from building my skills and confidence as well. But I would like to point out that she has been in the industry for almost 2 decades. She has seen, like shifts in the industry from like working from office, working 6 days to 5 days, preferentially from remote culture, from COVID breaks, in when the whole world shifted to digital and things were so much on top of HR. And she has seen so many phases of hiring, the long term career to quick switch careers, and change in the skills environment. So she's seen in-person interviews to online interviews going, skill based assessments, environment shifting, from let's say online test to an assignment to different things. And I know that she's the best person to give knowledge and let you know how to actually put the best version of you possible. She has been a freelancer. She has managed big organizations, and she has even started her organization. So she knows it all. When it comes to HR, don't know anyone more dependable than her, and I've never seen her miss a thing, whenever I was working with her. And it's really inspirational, and I'm really glad she agreed to do this. I hope you guys get a lot out of this. So just kicking it off, that was a great introduction by you. Why do you want to help out people, and where do you think they get stuck? But just advancing on that, why and how you are so passionate about people, getting one step closer to that desired job. Just expanding on that, and then we'll start.
Sure. As I said, that during my experience, I was so passionate about recruitment, and I have seen lots of people, and during the interviews, and screen lots of CVs. So, like I observed, people are not able to crack the interview, and people are not able to qualify their CV as well. So that is the thing which make me think, like, okay, I think it is very important to let people know how they can perform better during the interview, and how their CV should look alike, which they can get attention by HR. So I think that is very important, and that's what I would really like to share with people. And I have seen people are doing lots of projects, doing lots of work, but they're not able to present it well. So irrespective of the skill set, irrespective of their hard work, they're not able to clear it. So that is the first step. They have to start their career. So it is very important. So that is why I'm here and would like to elaborate more about it throughout the discussion. And your screen got freezed.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, your screen got freezed for a while.
Yeah, so basically the light went off. Now it's coming back again. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
so sorry about that. So,
no problem.
in your, answer, you mentioned that people are not able to actually present the best version of themselves and get ahead. They're thinking that they will be able to present themselves in an interview, but they don't get screened, right? So, what's
Yeah.
the reason for that? What is ATS? I know it's a buzzword, but apart from buzzword, what is it actually, and why don't it clears people? Why does it hit applicants?
Right. So ATS, people who are not aware
Yeah.
about ATS, it's an application tracking system, right? So I'll give you an example. Whenever we got any requirement from the hiring team, from the client, we do publish it, right? And whenever we
Mhm.
publish it, we got hundreds of CVs, at times thousands of CVs for one particular job, right? Through
Mhm.
consultants, through references, through social media, through job portals. So it's, let's think humanly, it's not possible to have a look on all thousands of CVs, right? So for that, HR
Mhm.
used ATS, application tracking system, where it's an AI tool, right, where they will, on the basis of keywords, they will filter out the CVs, and
Mhm.
right keywords in the CV will only able you to qualify that ATS. Only then your CV will be looked by a human HR. So to qualifying through ATS, it is very important to keep ATS friendly CV, which means you have to keep really good keywords which is matching to the job description. The format should be very clear, because as I said that it's an AI tool, so probably lots of graphics, lots of formatting in the CV, different formats might confuse the ATS. So it is important to keep it clean, concise, and should have relevant keywords, so that ATS can read it properly and qualify, and then your CV will be looked by the HR. So that is ATS, where we filter the candidates on the basis of keywords, on the basis of our requirement. So qualifying ATS is the first step to move forward towards the interview.
Got it, got it. Thanks a lot. So it seems that the first person that we have to, impress is ATS itself. Any tips and
Yes.
tricks to do that? Like what I know that in graphics and things like that won't impress it, but matching keywords would. But apart from that, any tips that people usually mistake, that people usually have in their CV and they are not able to rectify it if they don't know ATS. Any tips or tricks regarding that? What's the winning resume?
Yeah, apart from KTS, keywords are the most important thing. But apart from that, I have observed people usually would like to apply for multiple position in an organization, and they
Mm-hmm.
keep it very generic. They think that okay, HR will decide which particular role will be best suited for me. Just an example, I would like to apply for sales and marketing role both in the
Mm-hmm.
organization. So what they do, they keep their CV very generic.
Mm-hmm.
So ATS might reject it because they will not pick your CV, not either for sales, not for marketing. So you have
Mm-hmm.
to be very specific which particular role you would like to apply and which particular skill set you do have to bring to the table,
Mm-hmm.
right? So rather keeping it generic, it's a good idea to keep it specified, so that on the basis of the requirement you can draft your CV.
Mm-hmm.
And keeping it generic is not a good idea. And another thing is, always mention the measurable impact. I
Mm-hmm.
have seen, I'll give you an example. Like if you would like to apply for the HR position, you'll
Mm-hmm.
mention that I have managed recruitment process.
Mm-hmm.
Recruitment means it can be anything. You're
Yeah.
you were taking care of IT, non-IT,
Mm-hmm.
startups, you're working for startups, MNCs, what kind of
Mm-hmm.
leadership, lateral hiring, what kind of hiring you were taking care of. It's a very vast thing. So mentioning 100 people I have hired, reduce the time to hire from this percentage, will help HR to understand more about your profile and the
Mm-hmm.
details, the impact you have made on the performance and the company during your tenure with the organization. And not just you were just taking care of the responsibilities. We are in 2025, right?
Yeah.
It's not that you have to work for 10 to 6, you just have to complete your task. You have to make some impact on the organization, and it
Mm-hmm.
is very important. So
Yeah.
always mention the impact you have made on the
Mhm.
organization, and not just the responsibilities you were taking care of, because everyone is taking care of the responsibilities they were assigned to, but how
Mhm.
you are different from them is very, very important.
Got it. So just to sum that up, personalization and niching down on the job that you want. Don't, diversify it in the same organization. Like HR would not make sense of it. Focus on one job that is most fit to you and personalize your application, as well as mention impact, what you have done. Those are great advices across the board. Like I know, as a sales professional myself, who has also done marketing, I do also tend to, apply to both fields. But at the same time, I understand that, my marketing wins are different than my sales wins, and highlighting them separately for separate applications makes much more sense, right?
That's correct.
So just a second. Yeah, so now towards ATS optimization, we know that it's about personalization, about keywords, about getting your impact out there, not about graphics, right? Anything else, like if anybody wants to, like design such a resume, where ATS is in, like check. So colors or fonts or anything like that that we should keep away from, or like we should focus anything across the board. Yeah.
Yeah, means we should use simple fonts like Calibri and Arial. That is
Mhm.
easy to use, and don't make it colorful. Means CV with different different colors, different fonts.
Okay.
Always make sure that you're using one or
Mhm.
maximum two fonts in a CV.
Got
So
it.
that is very important. And I have seen people from the design team, from the graphic
Hmm.
team, they
Hmm.
do make their CVs attractive. That is okay, but not required for every role, right? For marketing, for graphics, yeah, definitely they have to make it impressive, because they
Hmm.
can share their skill through the designing of the profile as well. So in
Hmm.
those cases, yes, it is fine, but for
Hmm.
other cases, it is very important to keep it simple.
Got it. Awesome. So, as an HR professional who has seen, like, I'm sure thousands and thousands of resumes, what's the first thing that you notice, and what is like invaluable in a resume? Like, if that is not right, everything else being right does not make sense.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So first of all, being an HR, I always notice the top elevator pitch. We usually mention three, four liners, summary of our profile, where we cover the experience we do have, the kind of skill set we do have, and the impact we have made on the organization.
Hmm.
So that should be very clear and crisp, so
Hmm.
that with those three lines, the HR will get an idea about your journey throughout, of
Hmm.
course. And apart from that, we focused on the skill set they have mentioned. If you're applying for the role of investment analyst,
Hmm.
right? So
Hmm.
Python, Tableau, these kind of skills should be clearly mentioned in the CV,
Hmm.
so that we don't have to search in the mess of profile. It should be clearly defined on the skill set, what all skills you have worked so far, or what kind of courses you have done so far. And again, just responsibilities part. These three things we focus: the summary
Hmm.
and the skill set of the person, and the responsibilities we took care, again, in the form of impact.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Awesome. Thanks a lot for that. Like obviously key summary is very important, and like that's the first thing, followed by skills and then responsibilities. So thanks a lot for that. I just wanted to know, expand on this a bit. Like there's like many myths going on when we are creating a resume, that it should be like one pager long, or it should be like if you're like having 10 plus year experience, don't mention apart from your 10 plus year experience. So any such kind of myth that you think is fact or just a myth only?
Yeah, even during the conversations with candidates, I have observed people usually
Mhm.
ask me this question, like,
Mhm.
what should be the length of the profile?
Yeah.
So, to be very honest, as I said, that we have lots of CVs and we don't have time to go through with your 5 pager, 6 pager CV
Mhm.
for sure. But if you do have experience, 2 pager CV is still fine, right? You can
Mhm.
mention the responsibilities, you can mention your journey. But for
Mhm.
freshers or even people having 1 or 2 years of experience, 1 pager CV is sufficient, right? What you can do to do that. Just an example, you have 15 years of experience, you're not able to cover uh, everything in 2 pages. So in that case, what you can do, I have seen people are doing same work in multiple organization and mentioning same
Mhm.
kind of work X in every organization. Rather mention the details of all responsibilities, the impact you have made in one page, and then you can mention what all organizations and what was the duration of your work there,
Mhm.
right?
Got it.
And apart from that, the major challenge I usually focus means, especially during this Gen Z, I really don't want to target anyone, but the
Mhm.
thing of job hopping means whenever we are getting any like requirement for our clients, the
Mhm.
clear instructions, the person should not be the hopper. It is
Mhm.
very important. So during the interview, when people share, ma'am, I worked there for 6 months and I thought I have learned everything. To be
Mhm.
honest, it's not humanly possible. They have
Mhm.
set up the organization. There are hundreds of things there. So in 6 months, learning everything is not possible. If you think you have learned on already, you should give extra to the organization.
Mhm.
So when we were doing MBA, we were instructed that the person should have at least, on an average, 3 years of experience with one organization to
Mhm.
qualify that CV. But these days, when people are switching jobs in months, so I
Mhm.
think at least you should complete 1 year with the organization at least to qualify the interview, because initial 6 months is very easy to clear with a company where it's gonna be learning period. It will be the probation period. You're learning people. You are learning the things there. So it is important to spend at least 1 year with the organization, and so that whatever you will learn, you can also give that to the another company, and another company will also consider your profile. So one major reason I have, I'm sorry, I'm going off topic.
No,
It's
no,
not
no.
myth, but yes, this is one major challenge I have. Being in HR, I'm facing a lot these days, where people are not stable in the organization. So
Mhm.
it is important. And another myth you mentioned, that what if we have 10, 15 years of experience, shall we mention all the experience?
Mhm.
Personally, I believe maybe different HRs have the different thoughts, but
Mhm.
in my circle, I have always discussed that yes, you should of course mention the journey throughout, but that should be very concise. What all
Mhm.
come, even you are taking a career break, right?
Mhm.
You should mention that you took up, because after COVID, taking mental health break is very common. That is
Mhm.
perfectly fine. If you're taking a break of 2, 3 months during
Mhm.
your tenure,
Mhm.
feel free to mention that,
Mhm.
right? So that HR should be clear, and
Mhm.
you should be honest there. Yes, I took a career break because of my mental health, and
Mhm.
then I would like to like continue my career, and I'm prepared with all these things.
Mhm. Got it.
So yeah, I think you should be very, very transparent and clear while presenting yourself.
Got it. So just to summarize all of that, great points all across the board. So basically, you said that it should be concise. HR does not have a lot of time to go through a lot of things. It would impact negatively, especially if there is repetition, right?
Yeah.
But if you have like skills and experience, you should show them. You can be concise about them, and for relevant experience or recent experience, it can be descriptive, and also that career break should be mentioned on a CV. Like people think that shy away from it, and it would not be asked, and not let it for room for error. It would show honesty on your part if you show a career break, and that's okay, right? Not an issue. So, coming back on the topic, I want to discuss more. Like you said that there are people who are hoppers, right? So people switch consistently, especially these days, especially younger audience. We do have a lot of younger audience as well, right? So what about someone who has done this? So how to actually come up from there? Shall they look for a junior role, or shall they look for internship in that, organization to prove that they are worth the risk? Or, is that like a red flag which cannot go away?
No, see, means it will be difficult to get a job after you have switching the lots of companies in the past. But yeah, definitely, if you do have a skill set, you probably get a job. But again, you have to maintain the stability. You have to look your CV better. You have
Mm-hmm.
to work for longer period in the future organization so that you can show the stability, so that the previous hopping can be avoided. So that can be resolved, but you have to put extra efforts there. You have to compromise. Maybe you have to compromise with the pay, or you have to compromise with the profile. But once you're able to do it, once you're able to show the stability in the CV, that will
Mm-hmm.
definitely bypass your previous hopping profile.
Got it, got it. So on that note, there's basically career transition question as well. Like people are asking right on LinkedIn, that how to actually transition into a new career if you're upskilling yourself and things like that, because your relevant experience would not be relevant for that career, and same as skills. So how to mention the new skills and get into that new profile. Yeah.
Very, very interesting question, Tanmay. Yes, career transition might be difficult, but
Mm-hmm.
for that, if you have done research, if you have done your homework,
Mm-hmm.
definitely you can do it. Let's go with an example. You are already working in the marketing team and you would like to go for the designing part,
Mm-hmm.
right? So first of all, you have to be clear what all skill set will be required for that particular role. How
Mm-hmm.
you can do it. You can
Mm-hmm.
research, lots of portals are available there, and apart from that, you can have a conversation with the peers there, those are who are already working on
Mm-hmm.
that particular role, right? So you can have a discussion. You should have a clarity what all skill set you need to transit to this that particular career. It is important, and once you will have a clarity, try to learn those skill set
Mm-hmm.
and add it into your CV. Like I was taking care of marketing, but I have learned this and I have created my own project. I have created few portfolios in this designing. And apart from that, what you can do, uh, how your previous experience can benefit me. It's not that it is completely in the opposite. Of course, if the salesperson would like to go marketing, the person is good in branding. The person is good in publicizing your product, right? So your how your previous experience can benefit the current role should be
Mm-hmm.
clearly mentioned in the CV, what all skill set you were using in your past experience, and
Mm-hmm.
how those skill set will be helpful for your new career should be clearly present in the profile, rather mentioning the soft skill section key. Okay, I was taking it, rather you can mention that I have achieved the sales target,
Mm-hmm.
right? And for that I have convinced this kind of people. So these kind of means you can mention your soft skills in the
Mm-hmm.
CV indirectly through your impact, through your achievements, so that the HR will get a clarity. Yes, then this particular person can be suitable for the new marketing role. How their previous experience can help us to uh, what all skill set that person can bring to the table.
Got it, got it. Awesome. So I understand that like you need to mention your previous experience and also mention how it can impact your new and aspiring like experience. But I think there's also another thing apart from this. A lot of content that people push out, usually especially in such cases, are usually now being chat GPT'd. Like people are using AI content to actually go on their CV because they don't know, the best thing. So do you think that ATS or even the HR knows that it is an AI written content, and using that on their CV, will that help them, or will that again be a red flag?
See, because we are in a generation where everything is based on AI. So if
Mm-hmm.
you're using that, that is still fine. But
Mm-hmm.
you should be clear, whatever you're mentioning, whatever you're sharing, you should be clear about it. You can take help from AI, but don't depend on AI only,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Got
That should work as a support system for you. If
it.
at times we do know things, but we are not able to articulate that, we are not able to understand, okay, what skill set we, of course you can research it.
Mm-hmm.
AI tool, using AI tool is also a part of research,
Yeah.
right? You can use it as a research tool, but not as a tool where you're completely dependent on that. You're just drafting a CV with the help of ChatGPT, and when you're presenting it to the HR, you're at zero. You're not able to explain whatever you have mentioned. right?
Uh,
So you can use it as a support system for sure, because we are in we are AI generation now. So that is fine to use it, but still don't depend on that completely, because of course HR knows. Whenever we are screening CVs, we know, okay, yes, इस वाले tool से बना हुआ है, that is fine, we know that. But how you're presenting is more important, right? How
Got it.
what kind of homework you have done while presenting this CV. You're just, oh, okay, I have done this is, please create a CV for me, doesn't help you out, because you're not able to clear your interview, because you didn't put efforts to present that to the HR. You should definitely do your work, and you should have an idea what you are presenting, and you should be clear. Your research work should be there before presenting it to the HR.
Got
HR
got it.
is aware
So first of all,
that it is, yeah.
mhm. Yeah, go on, go on.
Yeah, HR is aware that it is a based profile, but we are still okay if the person is able to present it well.
Got it. Awesome. So first of all, we can say nakal ke liye bhi akal
That's
chahiye, right?
correct.
So we need skills to actually copy, right?
Yeah,
And apart from that, you rightly said that we are not generative AI, but generation AI now, right?
that's
And
that's correct.
definitely. Yeah, definitely using AI is, if you'll get behind, you'll get lost behind if you don't use it, but you need to use it wisely. So like for people who are transitioning, there's a question as well. So like, how about the projects? There they can do a lot of projects on their end as well, like have GitHub profiles and like Behance profile and any kind of external profiles. Do you think that HR goes to these external profiles to check their project, or this is all just a waste of their time? If they think that gaining experiences from projects, that do they help? Does that help them or not?
It is definitely very important, and it helps a lot, especially in the case of career transition, where we are not sure if the person is able to perform the new role well or not. We'll consider that person as a fresher, right? But if you have already done the
Mhm,
projects, and you will share your GitHub link and Behance link, it will help us to understand about your skill set for sure. So it is very important. Tanmay, I would like to share an experience in AdPushUp itself, where we were very it was very difficult to hire technical people. You know the how the difficult interview process there was. So
mhm, mhm,
we had one candidate. We were looking for freshers there, and we had a candidate which who doesn't have the relevant experience, right? But
mhm,
somehow I felt that I should go to the GitHub link, and I would like to understand more about the profile. And then I shared that GitHub link with our technical team. Although he was a fresher, doesn't have very good qualification. But when we went through with the GitHub link, we realized how many personal projects he has done throughout his
mhm,
education and everything. And it was very impressive. And
mhm,
despite of his qualification and no experience, corporate experience, we
mhm,
consider that person on a good package, because we could sense how dedicated that person is, how
mhm,
means what kind of zeal he has to learn.
mhm,
So those personal projects definitely help you to crack the interview, and HR will definitely, especially in the case of career transition, they would like to have a look what kind of efforts you have put there to move to this transition.
Got it. So before we move on to the next step of application, thanks a lot for that. I think it helps a lot of people. But out of the people present here, does anybody has like a question on, like the CV process of it, be it making it ATS friendly, or be it any specific question to your own experience or something like that? If you have, just put out in the chat and we'll take that up from there. You can also unmute yourself and ask. People on LinkedIn can also put that down in chat. We are monitoring LinkedIn chat as well. So we'll just go ahead, and whenever and if there's a question, we'll just address to that. So I know the second step can be career, assessment of like skills assessment, technical assessments, and things like that. But people, I think, get cleared of that. I think the problem might be the effort they put in, because they are probably going through a lot of such assessments and they don't know which one to actually focus on. And what do you suggest people, like in assessment? Any tips and tricks? I am sure as an HR, you probably face a lot of assessments delay, and that might affect people. So, what do you suggest people on assessments? I'm sure they're skilled. Yeah.
So I believe
Any suggestion?
if you're interviewing somewhere, you should be fully focused there. Irrespective, you're applying for multiple position, whatever commitment you are making, you should definitely. It makes a big impact on HR, on your commitment, right? So if you're committing that yes, I'll complete this assessment by this time, I think. Am I audible to everyone? Because the screen got freezed.
Yes, you're audible to me.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think the internet. Let me just check.
Yeah.
You're audible to me. So Zoom is working fine. I'll just check LinkedIn as well.
Okay. So
Yeah,
shall I
LinkedIn
continue?
is also working.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
please do.
So if you're applying to the multiple position, you're taking care of lots of assessments, but whatever commitment you are making to the HR, you should definitely complete that. And irrespective, you have to complete multiple assessment. It's better to communicate that, okay, because of some reasons I won't able to do it in one day, or either don't commit. If you're committing, you should definitely complete that. And go one by one. Don't try to do it in bulk. कोई you're not buying vegetables or anything that ठीक है मैं हर जगह अप्लाई कर दूँ कहीं तो कुछ होगा. वो काम नहीं करते. If you're putting effort somewhere, give your 100% there. I have seen people are applying, and when we try to reach that person, we would like to interview. They don't know anything about the organization. They don't know anything about the role they are looking for. They're just applying blindly. So wherever you are applying, you should be definitely clear about the job role, about the company, and only then you'll able to give your 100% to the assessment. And HR should feel that yes, you actually need that job. And if you're applying hundreds of jobs together, you won't able to do it. I'm not saying just depend on one job, but you have to do it, but do it one by one, or do two, three jobs at one time so that you can give your time to each of them. Every job is important. You cannot neglect anything. And if you're applying hundreds and you are at zero, it doesn't make sense, right? So if you're completing the assessment, you have to give your 100% to that assessment. Only then you'll able to crack it. And delaying your assessment and taking asking for more time until unless there's actually any genuine reason, it might impact negative on HR, on your commitment thing. We might feel that that person is not
Got it.
fulfilling the
Got it.
commitments.
Got it. Got it. So, coming on to the interview, you already said that in interview, people don't usually have prepared enough. They don't know about the organization, right? So, what do people expect in such interviews? What can be preparations? Like knowing about organization and roles, but how do they get to know about it? Just going online or ChatGPT? Like, please share your knowledge.
Yeah, whenever we are applying, we are going for the interview for any organization, we should definitely know about the key people of the company,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and what the products they do have, or the service they do provide, and how was their journey so far. Means you should have a reason to join any organization. It's not that, okay, I don't have a job and I would like to apply for this job. That should not be the only reason. Why you would like to apply for that job, you should have the strong reason to apply, right? You have understanding about the journey of the company, what all companies
Mm-hmm.
have achieved so far, and how your skill set can help the company to perform better. So skill set, the journey
Mm-hmm.
of the company, key people of the company, and the products or services they are providing should be well cleared, and how your role is going to be impact the company's performance and the growth. You should be clear about it.
Mm-hmm.
So roles and responsibility, and what is the expectation. If you are able,
Mm-hmm.
you have 8 skills out of 10 they are asking for, that is still fine. But how 8
Mm-hmm.
skill set can help you to achieve those 10 should
Mm-hmm.
be clear in your mind so that you can share it with HR.
Got it. Thank you. So, let's suppose you clear the interview round, you know. So, there's a question from Nandita. First, let's just take care of that. How did the candidate stand out from HR POV? So, I know many people are interviewing for a same role. So, how to stand out, how to make your mark?
Yeah. So most important thing,
Any tips for that?
yeah, surely. As I said that hiring people, everyone in HR department, whosoever is doing recruitment, they're hiring people. What impact you have made is more important, right? Again, I would like to repeat that point. Like impact is important, and if you have hired 7 people and another person have hired 10 people, but how I will differentiate, not just because that person has hired 10 people, what kind of people you have hired, what impact have been on the organization, what challenges you faced, you come over. So those kind of things will help to stand you out of all the profiles. What impact you have made and what all challenges you have overcome to achieve
Got it.
those impact. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. So basically coming to the negotiation part, like when people actually clear their interview, they get stuck on negotiation because they don't know when to actually talk about. I have done this myself as well, when to actually talk about their expectations, like shall it be on the first call or during it, and even they get stuck with a number as well. Because they know that it negotiation might be at end, so they're not sure that shall they first of all clarify that, or they wait for the HR to get a positive reply from for them and then probably talk about that. So any thoughts and tips on that?
Sure, sure.
Mm-hmm.
So keeping your number at the first call is not a good idea, right? So whenever you are having initial conversation with the HR, you probably get an idea from HR about the range, so that you'll get an idea if the things go positive. The company has, because every company has their budget, right? You're expecting 12 and the company has a budget of 8. Doesn't make sense to go through with the whole interview process and then you'll feel okay, company doesn't have that budget. So in at the first call, definitely you guys can discuss about the range, but keeping a number at the first call is not a good idea. Keep it for the later stage where you will prove yourself, where the HR and the company will be positive. Probably they can go beyond their budget as well if they're really impressed with your skill set. So keep it for the later stage. But whenever you're quoting any number, you should be clear about the market range. Means you can check Glassdoor, LinkedIn salary, discuss with the people who are already working in the current role. You should have done your homework. You should be aware what kind of salary range right now for this particular role you're applying for. And if you're clear about that range and you got a clarity from the HR about the budget, later at the stage when things got positive, then probably you can keep your number. But always keep in mind that there should be a room of negotiation, right? So that
Mm-hmm.
company will also feel that you are flexible with the things. You should not be rigid. And whenever you're doing negotiation, you have to be
Mm-hmm.
very of course you it's fine if you're firm, but you should not look aggressive or rude during the conversation. But and keeping some room of negotiation will look better to the company. Yeah, okay, because I would like to join this organization, I'm flexible with the I'm also compromising on my expectation because I would love to work with this organization. So yeah, it will be good idea to keep it on the last stage when you feel that you have proved your skill set and the company is ready to hire you. Keeping at the first level will not be a good idea.
Got it. Thanks a lot for that. So just to summarize, know the budget of the company. It should align with your expectation, before starting. And then, towards the end of the, round, when everyone is positive about you, then you can probably, ask and negotiate about the number and be flexible on your number. It's better for HR and you as well, because they'll also feel that you want to be part of the organization. You're, passionate about the job, right? So thanks a lot for that. I think that helps a lot of people. And I would just like to, before we are towards the end of our session, and before opening the room for questions, I just wanted to ask for that one piece of golden advice, because the market is changed, it is seasonal, and March is the first, best month to get hired for many folks. So they are applying right now a lot, but they are not getting a lot of callbacks. So what do you think they can do apart from this? What's the best and the most takeaway from this session that they can take and apply today to get a job this March? Anything like that?
Yeah. So that summary should be very concise and crisp, that will get an attention from the HR immediately
Mhm,
about the impact. And don't mention responsibility, mention the achievements.
mhm,
Whatever you have achieved so far, it is important to mention. I think that is the most important thing. People are doing their responsibilities, everyone is working 10 to 6. You have
mhm,
to stand out of all, right? So mention whatever you have achieved throughout
mhm,
your experience. And even if you're a fresher, what
mhm,
have you achieved during your education, whatever you have achieved throughout your life cycle, it is important to mention there, and try to keep it concise. And if your CV look clumsy and not looking, it's looking messy, you will not get an attention from the HR for sure. It should be neat and concised.
mhm. Got it, got it. So, when we are talking about achievement, do we also include like the awards that we got on the competition that we went to, that are relevant to the role, or does that is just the cherry on the cake? It's more about the job only.
If it is related to job, definitely we should mention. We have noticed people usually mention that I have achieved dance award in school and this. It doesn't make
Mhm,
sense to add in your
mhm,
CV. Yeah, we prefer in
mhm,
few roles we prefer person who is very active in extracurricular activities.
mhm,
That might
mhm,
require in few cases, but adding all
mhm,
small achievements will make your CV clumsy
mhm.
and messy only. So if it is
Got it.
related to job and if you feel it is important to share with the
Mhm.
HR, only then mention it into the CV.
Got it, got it. I'm just asking on LinkedIn if anybody has question. Guys
Sure.
present here, if you have any question, you can unmute yourself and ask it directly to Subhi. And even you put down your question in chat as well. Shivam Vinay. Any question regarding to your search, you can share your experience as well. I'm sure you guys are also actively looking, or passively as well. There might be different stages that you are going through. So I'm sure Surbhi would be the best person to help you out. Yeah. So any question, you can just go ahead and unmute yourself. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Shivam. Oh, that's a great question. Yeah. How to ask for a referral? Shivam is asking.
How to ask for a referral?
Yeah. So basically, I think what Shivam means, when we are going online and networking, asking for cold referrals, how to actually ask for a referral.
Okay. So whenever you're reaching out someone for the referral, again, you should know about that person really well, and you should have research about that person and what kind of job means. You are asking for the referral for the job, right? Am I getting it
Yeah.
correct or?
Yes.
Okay, so you definitely should have good research about that person before reaching out to that person. And Just treat him as an HR. Yeah, definitely. What kind of impact you have made to the organization and why you need this job desperately. And please don't push that person and again. And yeah, you can do the follow-ups, but with give that person some time to process it through with the concerned person.
Mhm. Got it. Got it. So there can be, I'll just like to add to that. So there can be like two, three different kind of referral. If let's suppose you're approaching someone totally cold, don't ask for a referral. Try to create that person cold to warm. Get to know them and
Yeah.
see if they are even relevant folk as well for somebody hiring in that same team or somebody who can refer you as well. But rather than having like a clear goal for referral, just to play the field, ask 10 people, just get to know them. Whosoever you like the most and they like you the most, you can ask a referral from them. You can just ask if they would like to refer you, because most companies have, referral programs inside of them, and even employees take benefit from them. So people would like to refer you if they know you, right? If they can vouch for you. So just get to know them and they'll probably ask, and it would not take a lot of time. We think that asking
Yeah.
directly for a referral would be quicker, but knowing somebody would be quicker, definitely in the long run, because they would not follow up for you if, they don't know you. They would not, like push the HR, it would be just like a mail, right? So it is best to make connections and then ask for a referral. Yeah.
It's
So
like
any other
selling a product.
question?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead,
Yeah. It's
please.
like a selling a product to someone, right? So like we are
Mhm,
not following the traditional ways of selling it. We always believe in connection. The person should feel the connected, why this person should
mhm,
have refer. So it is very, very important to
mhm,
create that connection with that person. Apart from the referral amount, the person should have feeling to connect you with someone in the team.
mhm. Yeah, definitely. So I've actually referred quite a few folks in my last
Yes.
organization,
Yeah.
and all whenever I used to do that, it used to be just out of one place, not because of the referral bonus, but out of one place that I thought my organization is great, and these people would be a great fit for it. So I think that goes a long way and actually makes the most impact. Otherwise, it does not work out. So
Yeah.
I think that answers Shivam's question. I think make connections in the organizations that you would want to be part of. Get to know those organizations, get to know those teams, and you'll probably make it. They'll also probably refer. So just
Yeah.
in the interest of time, I think that's it from today's webinar. Any other question you can put down in chat. Before ending, we would want Surbhi to just put down her email address or any other ways where people can reach out to her. And if that'll be great for any questions personally if you want to ask as well. Can we do that, Surbhi?
Yeah, sure. You can share my email ID and LinkedIn profile as well, so that
Sure.
if they have any doubt, anything, I'll be more than happy to support the team. And I would like to leverage my experience, would like to share my insights
Mhm.
with them. I'll be more than happy to do that.
Got it, got it. I'll just do that right now. Any words that you would want to share with anyone?
Yeah. So, guys, the most important thing I know, getting job at the initial stage of career is the most difficult part. Once you'll get an experience, people usually know you and know your skill set. But proving yourself at the initial stage of career is little bit different. So, the research about the role, the company, and the market will help you to get more. So, try to research as more as you can and to present it really well will help you to get the job for sure. And I wish all the very best with your job search.
Yeah, so I put down the LinkedIn, URL in the chat, as well as I'll put down the email here as well. Thanks a lot for doing this, Surbhi. And this was a great session. I'm sure many people feeling stuck would have many actionables to, take away from today and put that to their search. And I'm sure that they would also find the best match as I did because of you.
Yeah,
Thanks a
thank
lot
you
for
so much.
this. I'll just
Thank
share your email ID as well before signing off. Thanks a lot for agreeing to this.
Yeah. And thanks, Sanmay. Thanks for
Yeah.
arranging this session. And thanks, Shivam and
Yeah.
Nandita, for your questions.